Am I going to shamelessly plug myself by saying I called it? We got a Captain Marvel trailer this week, and oh my god, I can't wait to talk about it. Is Ant-Man and the Wasp on Blu-ray? And finally, will they get me to stop talking about Spider-Man? No. This is Marvel Movie News!
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Marvel Movie News.
Excelsior to you, our merry Marvelites. We are the Marvel Movie News, and this is episode 196. That's right, we are a mere month away from episode 200. An anniversary issue is just around the bend. Woo! Feels so good.
Golf claps.
200 issues. That's 5 years on the internet. That is a long time. We've been doing this since, like, Winter Soldier era.
Oh, man.
So, just saying, 200, big deal. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but it's coming. You can subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News, or find us on youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network. You can also find us through Popcorn Talk's website, popcorntalknetwork.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN, or at the Popcorn Talk. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Marvel Movie News. Find us on Twitter. You know how to find us on Twitter. And if you retweet us whilst we are live, Aunt Anthony in the booth will retweet you.
So I got my hands on the Spider-Man game.
See, I told you to get in there.
Yeah, every little inch or second of free time has been dedicated to that game.
It's so captivating, addicting, and just, I'm rushing home tonight to finish it.
All the collectibles, I want them all.
It's perfect. But before I spend the hour talking about Spider-Man on PS4, which isn't news as much as it is worthy of all my time, I'd like to introduce our lovely panel today. Joining us, as ever, is the ever-wonderful Amy Mantz.
Hi guys, it's me, Amy. Yes.
My favorite Twitter handle.
Yeah, we say our handles right now, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay.
We can do.
All right.
I always do it at the end because I forget and I look back, so I pitch and then I go, oh, right.
Okay, then we'll save them. We'll save them. You'll have to watch the whole episode.
Join us for the hour. And joining us this week to discuss many things, including an awesome comic that I can't wait to talk about, which we'll get to, Ashley Victoria Robinson.
Thank you
for joining
so
us.
much. You can find me on the internet at Ashley V. Robinson, because I'll probably forget to say that at the end, so I'm going to say it because Coy just mentioned it. The last time I was on Marvel Movie News, I think we were talking about the Fantastic Four ending at Marvel Comics. Like, it's
been a bit.
In the before time.
Yeah, now they're coming back, and it's by way of the Fox deal, so it's like life imitating art that we predicted 2 years ago.
That's right.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great. So welcome back. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
So this week we have the biggest, most important news of perhaps all of the next phase of Marvel, and that is the first trailer for Captain Marvel, which I will claim right now. Do you remember last week when everyone in the live chat is like, no, that's not going to happen? I said, mark my words, before next week's show, we will have a Captain Marvel trailer.
Are you the Galactus of the internet?
But the scary thing was Monday happened, and I was like, oh, because like they can totally, like, that clip just played over and over again, and then this morning, the last night, they were like, oh, and in the morning, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Moments away. Now we're going to watch this trailer, but as ever, we have to talk over it because of the internet gods. But before we do that, I'm just going to say that it is probably the biggest and boldest of the first drops. Like, as far as teasers go, they kind of let it all hang out in this trailer. So it's next level. If you haven't seen it yet, pause this, watch it without us talking over it, because we're going to talk. All right, let's do this thing. So we've gotten to the point in the Marvel Universe that you can open with literal chaos in space, landing on a blockbuster.
Aw, R.I.P.
Can we...
Can we acknowledge the best cameo in the Marvel Universe? Blockbuster video?
Yes!
So it gives us a tone, it gives us a setting, it gives us a time.
I know a renegade soldier when I see one.
Hearing Nick Fury, always good.
Never occurred to me that one might come from above.
Gonna be interesting to see his relationship with her. Because this is a different Nick Fury than we're used to. Maybe not as
20
flexible.
years less. He's gonna be more of an actual agent, less of a, cop on the edge.
I hope he shoots someone.
The action already. Brie Larson's kicking butt.
And this moment, this reveal, the sunglasses off, where it's
so good.
Eye patch origins, Nick Fury.
Whoever does his hairpiece here also did an excellent job.
The de-aging tech that Marvel uses, I don't understand it.
Absolutely
The
insane.
side-by-sides of him and Coulson are insane.
Oh, can we
go Top Gun for a second? Because this is the girl-led Top Gun we've needed for 30 years.
But how happy are we that Coulson is coming back?
Oh, God.
I miss
And that
Coulson
beautiful
so much.
90s boy band haircut.
I love it.
You know he listens to 98 Degrees soon.
Oh, Barb. I'm so sorry to any 98 Degrees fans.
But the tone of this is so much fun. I love the amount of time play used, the flashbacks, because it's not an origin story, but we see at least 3 different time periods in her life.
Oh, I love where she punches the old lady and the internet's like, why is she punching an old lady?
It's almost equal parts cosmic and earthbound, too. This
Yes.
trailer is so bold. I love the energy use. I love the time play. Like that shot.
I'm not what you think I am.
I also love when we had the faded on the title card hero, but it started with her, and then the O was revealed.
yeah.
Very clever.
And the use of mohawk with the Kree suit, the underwater mohawk, so every fan suit gets happy. Like
I love the mohawk.
The mohawk's beautiful. And the first trailer using power-ups right away. The first trailer just being like, this is Captain Marvel.
It's cool because it seems like an origin story without hitting all those basic hero's journeys beats that we're used to seeing from Phase 1 onward.
Yeah.
It's also not cheesy
It's
at
not.
all. And it's unpredictable, especially for people that are not familiar with the comics. It's just
Yeah.
like, what are we going to see next? So I love it.
And it's also a trailer that gives you a lot of story without revealing plot.
Yeah, which is a note that other movies could
Take maybe a listen.
take
Yeah,
from.
be aware.
I said this to Coy before the show started, but I think this trailer is writing a really big check. But I think Marvel has it in them to pull it off, and I'm really excited to see it.
Agreed. And I also think that, and this, I don't know this for sure. I've read some Marvel scripts. I've read some things. I'm aware of something happening. I
No,
know
this is
nothing.
the internet. You know for sure.
I'm aware. I wrote Captain Marvel. No, but like I don't know anything about Captain Marvel for sure. Jude Law's the bad guy. Calling him now.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree.
I-
If
like,
he's
I-
not Marvel, for sure.
I think he's Marvel's a Skrull.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been saying it for like a few months, and then I've noticed more people as the trailers and images come out. They're like, Coy knows it because he read it, and I was like, no, context. Please don't assume. Like, it's not fun if I know. Then I'm just an asshole reading spoilers on the internet.
If he is the bad guy, though, I would still love it if we saw like the classic death of Marvel or a
Yes.
take on that because it was so iconic.
The visual, they could like just have the frame be similar and then like play with however they want to do it.
Yeah, populate it with whoever you want.
Yeah.
All the cosmic characters that we saw at the end of Guardians 2, that'd be so
Yes.
great.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, please.
I would
give
love
him more
that.
work.
Everyone. Just sprinkle in everyone we've ever seen.
But with Guardians plus Thor Ragnarok, we've accepted cosmic. We've accepted this tone. So that plus the 90s Earthbound tone, like the grounded plus huge, the trailer captures both really well. And I didn't know the dichotomy. I didn't know how that would land. I was a little worried. I interviewed Lashana Lynch at the Infinity War red carpet, and she was so adorable and strong, but also like wouldn't reveal a thing about her character. So
for
seeing
her.
her as photo, like the best interview.
Yeah.
Because she did all the things right. She was endearing and maybe memorable, and me be like, I want to know more, but don't tell me. But I want to know more. So seeing her as Photon, seeing her as what we assume is the mother of an amazing character from the comics.
Yes.
Seeing her emotion, I just get really excited to see that friendship. And I think those are the flashbacks. She goes to space, she comes back, and then we have Monica Rambeau, who's the daughter of her friend. There's an instant association. Like, once again, I haven't read the script. But all of the things line up to have a really amazing story that can be told in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
years
yeah.
of story, 2 hour runtime.
Also, I think it would be great if this movie was a little more self-contained than some of the bigger movies. Like we just got off Infinity War. We just got off a lot of movies leading up to Infinity War, and one of the great successes of Black Panther was how closed off and singular it was.
Absolutely.
And the time jump. I mean, this just being set in the 90s, which is really depressing to me that the 90s is now like retro.
A period piece.
Yeah, just screw you,
know.
Lady Bird.
Remember 20 years ago in 1998?
Stop.
Cue the sad, Incredible Hulk walking away music.
I just did the math 3 times in my head to make sure I was right on that. No, that was 20 years ago.
I feel like that gif of the woman that has like all the algebraic equations on
yeah.
her face, like
Yeah, that
Wow.
98, which I remember very clearly from 2 decades past.
Holy
It's a period
moly.
piece, and
Yeah.
it's shocking. So this film really captures tone, it captures characters that we want to see, it gives us Coulson, it gives us Nick Fury. Anytime Samuel L. Jackson voiceover sets up a trailer, you know you're in for it. Like, it's just like, okay, I'm invested. And it shows us Brie Larson without too much. It's almost, she only says like 2 lines in the trailer, and you're interested in her Kree suit, her Captain Marvel suit, how she gets there, the different time jumps, and it doesn't really give us a lot of Ronin, which I'm excited about because that also leads credence to the idea. I think Marvel is a Skrull, and he's the reason that Ronin gets away, and then he goes on his path of being this crazy fundamentalist religious freak. And that's also a fun commentary because you can kind of deal with certain real life commentaries while not being like getting in trouble
on the nose,
yeah. So you're like, oh, a religious fanatic. We don't know what that's like. So it's a fun thing to do with this character, and I think that's going to be touched on here.
And anytime we get more Lee Pace, it's a good thing.
Always
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
In the chat, we got Senor Nerd saying, gotta admit, I was really let down that the trailer didn't feature any great early 90s grunge rock song or alternative rock music to set the era in the film. So, yeah, that's something that I didn't notice, that there wasn't, like, necessarily, you know, like your rock and roll song or something. But I was okay with it because I was too busy drooling over the amazingness that was the trailer.
And we don't know if there's necessarily going to be as much popular music from the time built in like we've seen in Guardians, but
Yeah.
I'm betting we're going to hear Smells Like Teen Spirit.
We will get Nine Inch Nails. We will get Nirvana.
Yeah.
We just have to wait.
And I'm
we
glad
can't
they
have
didn't do
it
it in the
all.
first trailer, because it would have felt
Yeah.
like, by the way, this entire movie is hinged on the 90s.
Yeah,
It would have felt like they were resting on that.
And we all
Yeah.
hated it in, what was the last Star Trek movie? Beyond, where they played the Beastie Boys, even though that was a tie back
amazing plot point.
to the story.
Yeah.
We were like, really? I don't think so.
And that would make it feel too much like Guardians, I feel. Because there's so much cosmic and so many character crossover. You've got Korath in this. You don't want it to feel more Guardians.
I mean, and Ronan's in it, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So the comparisons, they're begged, but I think the trailer does a good job distancing itself from that as well.
Yeah, I agree. And to skip around in the usual rundown, I'm going to try to throw in a comment question Twitter thing now, because it ties
Coy.
in. I know, mixing it up, changing the game. At Goofy Fan Chuck, in fact, asked which 1990s band needs to be on the Captain Marvel soundtrack.
Spice Girls.
Oh, stop! Yes!
That's real good.
I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want.
Is Spice Girls?
And then
Spice
she
Girls.
clocks
Yes.
someone.
I would love, like, obscure...
And they do a zig-zag, like the leg
Oh,
movement.
it'd be amazing.
Great.
I would love, like, more obscure rock that we know as, like, 90s rock that got popular. Like, if White Zombie had a song before Rob Zombie. Like, some stuff that, like, not just everything on the radio, but, like, if you're in the 90s, you don't listen to just the radio hits from then. I'd love to hear some, like, you know, underground tracks that we would know.
Yeah.
Like Prodigy. Like, if they had some old Prodigy or Crystal
would be
Method.
good. We'll probably get a Tool song.
Yep.
Because it's aggressively masculine.
And like, it's definitely in tone with the Air Force stuff. You could definitely have, like, some of that play. I mean, if they Top Gun reference to go a little earlier with the 80s, Kenny Loggins has a place in my heart on any movie soundtrack.
Oh no, Footloose, come on.
Kenny Loggins belongs everywhere. But there's so much 90s music.
What else do you want, Steely Dan?
If it's an option. Just ruin every Marvel soundtrack.
A lot of people in the chat are saying Nirvana.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Nirvana is almost a guarantee. It's just which song.
Yeah, Heart-Shaped Box is an obvious
Yeah,
In
choice.
Utero would be
More.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, Smells Like Teen Spirit would be a little maybe too on the nose for, like, an origin
second.
story. If they're just like, this is what the 90s
We
sounded
just like
like.
hard cut to like, yeah, 18-year-old version of her.
Yeah,
She's got a
she's
bad attitude.
In a flannel in her bedroom, like,
Yeah.
and there are clearly that is a thing that we have an almost 18-year-old looking Brie Larson with the de-aging tech, which I think is very interesting because they use de-aging on Coulson and Samuel L. Jackson back to what they would be in their 40s, and then Brie Larson back to maybe 18, and then a child actress. Like, I'm really excited for the time play.
Yeah.
Any other Captain Marvel things before we move on? I mean, it's a great trailer. I'm excited. It revealed just the right amount for me.
I agree. I hope we don't get much more revealed after this. I will say that because I think it's perfect. And Marvel doesn't need to. It's
Agreed.
just like Star Wars. We don't really need to see that much because we're all going.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of soundtrack, it has been revealed through a quote that Greg revealed to Entertainment Weekly that, quote, he's a relatively new S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who is obsessed with MC Hammer and dresses just like him, and it makes director Fury.
No.
That's a different movie. So angry, the genie pants won't really go with the Armani. So, if he's a hip-hop head, if there is any deep-cut Tupac on this, like the Rose That Grew from Concrete, or like Gangster's Paradise, or like, I mean, that's Coolio, I know, but like anything in that 90s era.
And then Record Scratch and you hear the Weird Al version.
Oh.
Weird Al walks by. So I would love some like old school 90s hip hop. I would love some like deep cuts. That'd be incredible.
It would
MC
be.
Hammer.
Actual MC Hammer.
Yeah. That's what Ink and TV says.
Thugs Mansion. I want to hear Thugs Mansion on this soundtrack. All right. So in the world of recent Marvel experiences, one is now on DVD and Blu-ray. It was last week. Last week was a big show. We ran out of time. But you can now buy Ant-Man and the Wasp on DVD and Blu-ray. As you all know, if you watch the show, I'm a huge proponent of tangible media, and they announced it last week on October 2nd. You can buy it yourself. On October 16th, you can buy it in tangible media. So October 2nd, it'll be digital. 2 weeks later, October 16th, it'll be on Blu-ray 4K and Ultra HD. I mean, look at the recent iTunes thing. Like, people bought movies and then bye, and here's a rental. So I think tangible media has its purpose, even if you just put it in a big binder of CDs. I love the quality of these movies. I think Disney does really good transfers. I would love a little more in the special features department as
I'll
a
echo
diehard.
that.
I could go for a commentary or two that isn't
yeah,
just
yeah.
the one, like, we made a movie.
Yeah.
Here's 4 deleted scenes of Paul Rudd being adorable.
Especially on the more comedic ones, because there is so much improv going on.
Yeah.
It's more fun, I think, for us to see stuff that was cut that was more plot driven, because you often understand why they're cut, but it's still fun to see it.
Yeah. And deleted scenes in these kind of movies are as entertaining because we love the cast, we love the characters. We'll see Hank Pym as Michael Douglas in these moments.
Yeah.
Put a scene in there.
Yeah, even if he doesn't have the de-aging tech, or even if they're in front of a green screen, we want it.
Yes, Marvel fans, if you guys haven't noticed, are pretty diehard about any cuts and any like side missions. We read every comic, even annuals that don't tie in. Give us annuals that don't tie in on the DVD. I
Don't
want
give us
more.
annuals that don't tie in. That's a waste of an annual.
I mean, it's been going on for 70 years.
Yeah.
Just saying, we'll take it. It's not the best move. We'll take it. So on this Blu-ray, we get a director's intro by Peyton Reed. We get making of features like Back in the Ant Suit, Scott Lang, A Suit of Her Own, The Wasp, the biggest flaw I had with the first movie was the whole first movie being like, you're doing okay, she'd do it better. And being like, but we won't mention that again. And then they kept mentioning it, but whatever. This movie, she was the lead. She really ran the show. He was the fumbling guy because he's a fumbling criminal. So I'm really excited to see the Wasp suit of her own and how that suit affected the fighting style. Her fighting style was incredible. I love the aerial use of the Wasp versus the ground use of Ant-Man. I hope that's a thing.
They kind of did that Mystique thing where she did a lot of fan kicks, which I'm always a big fan of.
There was so much aerial work, which
Yeah.
the Wasp. But I wasn't sure. And shout out to Chris Brewster, who did fight choreography on this, who's also the hallway fight scene guy from Daredevil. So
Bless you for that.
he has changed fights in many mediums, so thank you, Chris. The subatomic superheroes, talking about the legacy of the characters and the iconic actors who play them, quantum perspective, the visual effects and production design of Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Stan Lee outtakes. Stan tries out a series of hilarious one-liners.
That's gonna be great.
Is the one I'm waiting for.
That's gonna be gold.
Saved for the end on purpose. Very excited. Are you guys purchasers of digital or tangible?
Tangible.
No, I'm a digital person. I don't want to die buried under a long box. Or a pile of DVDs. No. They're heavy.
Click, click, play.
Coy will go happy into this good night.
My long box is crushing me, and then Blu-ray's on top. That's my casket. I'm cool.
Spider-Cat's just licking the little
Spider-Cat's
bit of you that's left.
He'll lick the plastic all day. He loves licking he loves bags and boards. He licks bags for hours.
No.
He's a diehard comic fan.
My cat actually just likes to chew the plastic.
And he
Mine
just
too.
licks.
Yeah.
And he loves laying in long boxes. It's like the shape of
Oh,
him.
yeah.
So I have so many pictures, because I'm a cat dad, of just him in a long box, because his name is Spidey. It's the best. But there are digital exclusives, which I think is interesting. They're encouraging you to not buy tangible.
They're encouraging you to double dip is what they're
Yeah,
doing.
they want you to get more.
Marvel, do you need any more money? Really?
Disney's hurting. I mean, that's the problem. So the digital exclusives are 10 years of Marvel Studios, the art of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which sounds interesting, and an online, this is the best, online close-up magic university. So the jokes in the movie about the online magic store are now available for you. Learn some close-up magic like Hank Pym while on house arrest. So it is very exciting, and the 10-year anniversary of Marvel also brings us to Mondo.
Yay.
Mondo is some of the best art on the internet. It's some deep cuts. They do some brilliant work, and it doesn't... I like it because it makes you feel like an adult while buying comics.
Yes.
Like, when I hang a Mondo piece, I'm like, I stayed 12, didn't I?
It's like Sideshow.
Yeah.
That's what Sideshow does for statues.
Completely agree. It's a great parallel. So I love Mondo's work. They are celebrating 10 years with a lot of beautiful art. They say
An arc reactor.
thank you for
You're
the rescue.
welcome.
So Marvel Studios' the first 10 years is described as an epic celebration of the 20 films to date in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In addition to pieces we've seen before, the show will feature new contributions from some of Mondo's most sought-after artists. Although no names were mentioned in the press release, feel free to speculate wildly. We want to know who you guys think. Literally, the press release is like, internet,
Yeah.
speculate.
They're like, you're gonna, so have fun.
What artists do
They
you
know
think
us.
will be included?
Francesco Francavilla. Because he does all of them.
All of them, so perhaps just not this Iron Man, but the next one. Their opening night reception is October 12th from 5 to 10 in Austin, Texas. That is a Friday. If you're in Texas, around Texas, check them out. And there'll also be a family day party on Saturday the 13th that is open to the public, and that'll include face painting, food, and more. I'm in deep love with a company as cool as Mondo making a family event out of a celebration like this.
I
Comics
agree.
are for families, so this is rad. And costumes are encouraged. So if you're anywhere near Texas, Bring your
gonna be
kids,
so cool.
dress up, go to Texas, celebrate 10 years of Marvel with, I guarantee, hundreds of thousands of Marvelites. That's rad.
Yeah, I feel as a Texan, I feel like we can really show up and represent the nerdiness. So go if you're in Austin or heck, even in San Antonio. Just drive up.
It's worth it. For Mondo, that's fantastic. So that is our Mondo news. We thank them for all of their tireless hard work. And I want to also talk about tireless hard work in the way of Iron Fist. That show, real good. We didn't do spoilers last week because many hadn't seen it because it was only 4 days after it dropped, and I like to respect the fact that some people sleep. And I'm jealous of them, but I respect it. Before we dive into full spoilers, surface talks. What did you think of Iron Fist?
It was glorious. The second season was just not well, okay, it was much better. There, I said it. It was much better, and I think the characters were way more developed and charismatic. That even if you didn't like them, at least you understood them. And then heck, the ending, I can't even deal. Yeah.
The last 2 episodes were just like, oh, they did the thing that everyone asked for. They
just went
They
for
can do
it.
that. They can listen.
Yeah. I guess we won't spoil that, but they do the thing that everyone was screaming about, and that's very satisfying. I still think it's the most flawed of the show.
Out of the 5.
Yeah,
That's fair.
But it was definitely better.
I think it's the most flawed of the shows, but the biggest bump from 1 to 2.
Yes,
Oh,
I would
yeah.
absolutely agree. So maybe if they get 3, it'll
Then
be
it'll
a
be
really
next
good show.
And the last 2 episodes,
Yes.
especially the last
Yeah,
30
yeah.
seconds, like those 2 characters being where they are now, and the name drop.
Yeah.
In like that last 2 minutes, all of that coming together, season 3 could put it on par with the rest. And that's not to disrespect the second season. It went from the other shows had to be on par or get a little better. This
Yes.
show had to be like resurrected. So
Absolutely.
like that's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of ground to cover, and they did.
They did, yeah.
So I think
a
it's now
taller.
on par where the rest are.
I
It's
also
just-
think it's a case for having less episodes.
it is.
I think that's something that we could criticize across all the shows, even the ones that we love the very most, is that the stories Netflix does this across their shows, whether or not it's a Marvel show, tend to go a little long, and I think the truncated season really worked for the story.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think it went from people not being excited to really see the second season, even with Danny's appearance in Luke Cage season 2.
Which was great.
Yeah, to being like, hey, well, if there is a season 3, I'm actually curious to see where these characters go, which I think is a wonderful thing that they were able to accomplish.
I agree. I think it put it on par with the season 1s of the other shows, and I think it put us in a position where we now want a season 3 where we hadn't before season 2.
Yeah.
And I also think the only 2 shows that I think the 13 hours worked for were season 2 of Daredevil,
I would agree
because
with
there
that.
were so many characters.
Yep.
If they'd cut that down, we wouldn't have had that rooftop moment that felt like Frank Miller. We wouldn't have had time to breathe in those moments. And I think Punisher, we were just talking about for the show,
Yeah.
that needed the 13 hours because it truly covered subject matter that had to be discussed, and then a fight scene. It took its time in both arenas, and I think that if they cut anything, they would have cut the stuff we loved, which was sitting around talking about important subject matter.
Right.
So I think those 2 deserved the 13, but I liked this 10 more than I expected. So there's a case for 10 episodes.
Sure, yeah.
So that I was shocked by it. I loved the season. I put this on par with some of the other seasons too, or above. Like I liked this. It was a kung fu show. Like it was like a 70s kung fu extravaganza, and I didn't expect that from this season. So I just full credit to all the people that worked on it. You changed the game in Iron Fist, and you got people that weren't as excited for it to go forward. So congrats to Iron Fist season 2. If you haven't watched it all, watch it. Then tweet me the end of the last 2 episodes. I'd love to talk about it. It's only been 10 days.
Yeah.
I respect it. There's so much content out there.
And Vince Gilligan said you gotta wait 2 weeks before he spoils something.
That's fair. I think it's reasonable. Even at the age
think
of the
so.
internet, it's so slippery. Like I
Oh,
go
yeah.
on my Instagram, like whatever that like search function is.
Don't
and, like,
search hashtags, Coy.
bleh,
Don't.
bleh. So
Or
Oh,
sometimes-
yeah, the Discover page.
The Discover page.
Or
I
where
see-
people will just tweet it to you directly. They're like,
Yes.
I live on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Like,
I just got home.
Yes.
I've been doing shows on air all day, not available, not
Yeah.
available.
And
Yes.
it's sweet, and we love people's enthusiasm, but
Yeah.
just think about time zones for like 4 seconds before you tweet.
Somehow, it's been, a week and a half. I still don't know the post-credit scene for Spider-Man. I have somehow avoided the ending of the game that I'm playing, and I thank you all for only sending me fan art and for sending me screenshots. You've been amazing. Cut to my Twitter now. But thank
Yeah,
you.
truly.
Thank you for that. In the world of Marvel, Marvel Rising Secret Warriors has a new trailer, and I have been very excited for this show since I heard about it. I have been wanting these characters on the screen. I am excited they're getting a show, and I think this is a great testing ground for how well these characters do, and that can spin off into other things. So let's dive into Secret Warriors.
Have you guys seen this trailer?
I have
I
seen
have.
the short version. I haven't seen the full.
Come
So these are all of the like current Marvel books. Like these are the characters that are killing it in the comics right now.
That's really cool.
I love the way they draw Squirrel Girl. She is curvy.
Yep.
She looks powerful and strong, and she's adorable.
And she's a boss in every way.
Yeah.
And it totally plays.
Kicks butts, eats nuts. Oh man, America's so great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is my first time seeing this.
America's your girl.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
oh
be a fan.
my gosh.
And look at this team. It's the characters that we want to see translated. So this is if you like these characters, make sure to watch this show. Make sure to buy it. Make sure to vote with your wallet. Voting with your wallet is how things get made. If you like these people and you want to see them more, purchase.
It's the most powerful thing you can do. Absolutely.
People in the chat are liking the animation here.
And yes, I know that Quake is already on our show. I've heard rumors. Thank you, live chat.
I do. I agree with you about the art. I like the pseudo anime style. Like it's not super Eastern, but there's definitely influences. It looks. I don't mean this to sound shady, but I think it's gonna sound shady. It looks more expensive than some of the other animation things we've seen come out of Marvel recently.
I agree. There's depth to the art. It doesn't look like they're just like colors moving. Looks like there's some.
Yeah.
And the voice talent's great. I love that. I believe the Squirrel Girl is the same one as they cast for the live action show.
Oh really?
I think she's
didn't
the
know that.
yeah.
Is Kamala still Priyanka?
As far as I know.
Soon to be Jonas?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Lockjaw.
Yeah. Also, anytime Lockjaw appears, shout out to Matt Key. Lockjaw is getting to be everywhere.
Oh man, I spent $50 on that stuff Lockjaw at San Diego 2 years ago.
Totally get it.
It's amazing.
Totally get it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
Cute logo too.
Yeah.
That was some bold stuff. It's what I do. Eat nice and kick butt.
Yes.
So Sunday, September 30th, that is a mere 2 weeks away. You can watch Marvel Rising. That is around the corner. And once again, vote with your wallets, because if you want creative stuff like this to come out, if you want characters like this to appear in your mediums, you've got to let people know. You can tweet all you want, but it's really about dollars. And speaking of, you've got a Kickstarter you want to talk about.
I do have a Kickstarter I wanted to talk about. That was such a good segue that I did not pick up on at all. It's actually really great that we're doing this after the trailer, because if you like diverse leads, then we definitely have that. I'm running my sophomore OGN Kickstarter that is shared with my co-writer Jason Inman, who you may have seen on Collider, DCL Access. You can find it at sciencecomicbook.com. You don't even have to Google it. It'll take you right there. It is already funded, so now it's just a pre-order, so you know the book is absolutely going to happen. My elevator pitch is, what if Harry Potter went to science school and wanted to kill Dumbledore? But if Harry Potter was a nice Indian American girl, and she has the consciousness of her dead father downloaded into her glasses, because she's a super smart science girl and he's a super smart science guy. So he's guiding her to uncover the mystery of what happened, because he used to be the headmaster of the Prometheus Institute, which might tell you what's going to happen to it. But he mysteriously died. So she's there trying to science her way through this mystery, but she has a cute roommate who's really distracting, and they're all working toward winning the Prometheus Institute Award for Superior Science. And the girl that she's crushing on has a discovery that will tear a hole in the fabric of time and space. So our protagonist is forced with deciding whether she's going to help the cute girl or whether she is going to protect this new family that she's learned. It does have, actually, like, the Marvel Rising trailer is so great. It has, like I said, a very diverse team. They all have different specialties. They all do have things like superpowers. There's rocket boots that you can see in our preview pages that are up on the Kickstarter. It's going to be an 80-page original graphic novel published by Eisner-nominated Bedside Press. And you can get a bunch of cool rewards like script reviews. We just added a script review from Mark Andraco. And if you ever wanted to work in comics, we want to help you. So go check that out. Go pre-order the book, sciencecomicbook.com. And I know you like comics, and I do too.
There's also a special thing you can do involving a certain writer that I love dearly that helps break into comics. And you guys, even on this show, which I should not be talking about a certain character that loves bats to strike fear in the hearts of villains, I love me some Tom King Batman.
Yeah.
Tom King is a part of your process.
Yes.
And I love the you're bringing people into comics directly. Mm-hmm. You're getting people in on the know. So as they're helping you get your comic made, you want to help them get their ideas out there.
Because just like everyone here, we started as fans and now we're making comics. People start as fans and then they make shows about comics. Just to bring it back to Marvel, we do have a script review by current X-Men Blue writer Cullen Bunn as well that people can get. So yeah, not only are you helping me directly, but we're helping you forge these relationships just like the characters have to do in the book.
So it's like buying a comic you would at the comic store. You get the comic, but you also get insights into the world of comics. The depending on what subscription level you jump on, you get exposure to things you would not get anywhere else. To put it bluntly, I was very impressed with the comic, the idea. I put it very specifically after this because I thought it
Coy knows what's up.
because I had a plug and tangent. But I really think that it's an important time to have these stories told, and I think it's also a really important time to get people into comic books, because as well as these movies do, comic stores are closing. As well as these TV shows do, Meltdown left us last year. As well as all these things happen, if you're not contributing to the original source material, it's not going to matter to major corporations. These are billion-dollar enterprises. They don't care if you're not getting 10 more Spider-Man tickets, but you're buying one Spider-Man comic. Like, you need, all these things need to be bolstered. Comics are a dying art form. They're tangible, they're print. It's hard to keep going. So if you love comics, support comics. So,
and creating more comics only means better comics for all of us.
because you always want things to rise. Like,
Yeah.
if one comic's good, you're going to want to jump on that thing.
Rising.
So the book is called Science
With an exclamation point.
which I love very much because you may know, use Zealous exclamation points as a brand. So I think it's a really cool thing. And yes, some people hate Tom King's Batman, but some people also hate the Patriots. I'm really good at winning. So I think it's a very interesting time in comics, and I think it's a zeitgeist shift. So I think that you should check out this Kickstarter. I think your like benefits are insane, and I think the story sounds incredible. So
And if you don't like it, it's Coy's fault.
it is. And I also plugged the Patriots, the most hated thing, while talking about things I love. So prepared Twitter, Coy. It's going to be zesty.
They're just going to send you spoilers for
Yeah,
Sneider.
now I'm going to get this, like, the
No.
actual post-credit scene turned right to me with, like, Tom Brady's face over Spider-Man.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
But the Kickstarter's up now. You guys can contribute. Both her and her husband are fantastic people, and all the people involved in the benefits are glorious. So check out that Kickstarter. And things that aren't going as well. The Defenders.
Oh, boy.
The Defenders are apparently over. Netflix had said before there were no plans to keep the Defenders going. They've gone a step further, and this I thought was crazy. They've rebranded their social media pages for Defenders, so they, like, kept their followers, but, like, erased over the name. That's like taking someone else's quiz and being like, nah, that's mine. Like, I've never heard of that. How is that legal? It's
Well, they
weird.
own the brand, I guess.
But, like, if you're following the Defenders, you're not following NX. Like, it's a very bold,
I know. It's a placeholder now.
we're gonna keep you. We're gonna keep you over here. Like, so they've rebranded the Defenders page to NX, a geek-friendly division of genre content. A change that signified the streaming giant will not be moving forward with the sophomore season, most likely. They basically said, Jeff Loeb said, the following season is not in the plans right now, and that when you go to their Facebook or anything else, NX on Netflix has replaced it. The series has been labeled a limited series, which makes sense, and it might be a one-off. I also totally understand, from a business standpoint, getting those actors all together, not just the leads, but what makes these shows interesting is the supporting cast. If you just had a Danny Rand show without the Colleen Wings, or in this season 2, Misty Knights, or even Love 'Em or Hate 'Em, the Meachums are fascinating. Like, whether you like them the first season, this season really showed the strengths of that's the supporting cast. But then that's not even to mention all of the cast of Daredevil, your Foggies, your Karens, all of the
Claire.
Jessica Jones, Claire, and also, like, they jump into each other's series.
Yeah.
So you're not talking about getting 5 cast members together. You're talking about getting 45 cast members together.
Look, Marvel, what I really want to know is if you're going to rebrand, can we just get a Hellcat show?
I mean, while we're at
That's
it,
all I want.
the last episode, Jessica Jones,
This is a Trish show.
it was right there.
I
There were
know.
claws, there were reflexes, there was But I get it. I understand Defenders not going forward. We don't know what the ratings were like. We understand that it was in that flux. Like, there was definitely a zeitgeist shift at Netflix where, like, things were really not working, and now they're working.
And this might also be part of this mysterious Disney streaming service that we've heard about forever that might eat these shows or might not. So there might be some weird corporate gobbledygook that's going on.
Which I'd get.
So, which is not fair to speculate, but is also always happening.
Actually, I hadn't even thought of that. That's, like, definitely a brand. Like, they're about to lose. They will eventually lose some of these shows. Eventually. It makes sense to start covering your losses.
Yeah, totally.
What do you think, since you were the one who discovered this? I hadn't realized that they changed their branding.
Yeah, fans were upset. Everyone was going off on the page itself. But yeah, I mean, hey, at least we got Defenders in the first place, whether you liked it or
said.
didn't.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice to see all of them together. If we end up getting something else, whether it's on Disney Play or not, like, we got what we got, and there's still plenty of new things coming out for sure. Disney's
We're not at a
coming out
loss.
with- Yeah, we'll be okay. But we don't know what's coming next, really.
Speaking of at a loss, this is not on the rundown, but it's been interesting to me for the last few days. The Venom movie is tracking huge. Venom movie is
Even
tracking.
with its PG-13
That's what's
rating.
crazy. That's what I find so interesting is like they might have gambled correctly because now everyone can buy a ticket,
disappointing.
right? Like this is instilling the wrong message in the box. Like studios are like, oh, we can make money and betray fans.
It's just gonna be the Wolverine of this universe. Remember that movie? And then we had to wait 3 years before
then
we
they
got
fixed it.
Logan. Like,
They can fix Venom later.
I hope so. And I do think Tom Hardy is a fabulous casting choice.
100%.
So.
All the pieces of the puzzle are great.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about when we put the puzzle together and go,
Oh no, I agree. You're like, oh, it's Spider-Man in a black suit.
yeah, what a weird thing without the white. But anyway, it's tracking at 60 to 70 million, which is a
Good for Venom.
huge record for October. That is a giant number. It is a good sign for the Sony universe because this is basically the make or break for Sony. If this movie does well, you might get to see Silver and Black. You might get to see the various Craven film they've talked about.
More
or like
importantly, Silk. They
Silk.
said Silk.
They did.
I want Silk.
Yeah.
All these
Yeah.
characters that have been really close.
Yeah.
Venom is your, once again, vote with your wallets. I mean, if you want to see these things, Venom is what they're looking at, and suits care about the bottom line.
Yeah,
So,
buy the ticket. Don't go. Just buy the ticket.
Also, I do have a little info too.
Oh.
I read a. It was pretty much Ruben Flesher talking to Fandango, and he mentioned that it would be dumb for people to leave after the credits during a superhero
Were they just
movie.
straight up copying MCU now?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
And then, well, I mean, it's a superhero movie, so it kind of goes with the territory. And then also, whether or not there'd be a director's cut of the film, and he said we'll see where the film lands first, and then we'll go from there. So if you want to see an unrated version of Venom, go watch Venom in theaters. That's all I gotta say.
It's interesting for me as a. So I'm gonna remove my comic hat and be film boy. It's very shameless to be like, hey, you should pay to see the version of this movie you didn't want because that might get you a movie you do want. That's just, come on. Like, if you really want, hey, we know you wanted an R-rated Venom, get it later.
Look, it's that disappointing thing where you just learn at the end of the day that it's often not about making the best movie possible. It's about making the most amount of money possible.
Yeah.
And it is a business, and it's a capitalist society.
We
So I
get
get it. But as a fan, it's still disappointing.
That's the hats. Like, I gotta make sure I'm aware of all these things. I will be seeing Venom open night. I will see it at every screening I can get a hold of.
I already have tickets.
So I'm there, and the posters around town. I got to give the
posters
marketing
look
credit
great. Yeah.
the Venom is around town right now. LA is covered in these screens of Venom, and it looks like the comic. Like, it's probably the most comic-looking imagery they've gotten away with. A lot of these look like variant covers, and they're giant billboards.
Yeah.
Even the Marvel movies have to be like, remember Chris Evans. Like, they have to be like, it's like the Iron Man suit, but it's the Downey Jr. Iron Man suit. This is straight up Venom. And then Tom Hardy's there.
Yeah, there's like half of his face in one of the 3 posters.
Yeah, so it's really impressive, like, out of all that marketing, that Venom gets to be the lead.
He probably just only showed up to take one picture, and he was like,
Well,
look,
that's
I'm
it.
moody, I'm done, goodbye.
Well, that's Eddie Brock. Okay, thanks, Tom.
Staying in character. My thing for me is, like, whether you're excited to see it or not, to not, I don't know, kind of like don't knock it till you try it kind of a thing. So even if you're just like, it looks stupid, give it a shot, because we could all be surprised and be like, wow, that was so much better. Sony is doing a great job. No matter what, these stories are getting told.
And I've been the cheerleader for long enough time that no matter what, I'm invested, and I'm really curious. And there were shots in the trailer that were like my dreams of what Venom could be.
There's some cool stuff in the trailers.
That Matrix moment. There's a lot of visuals that could be great, and I love the way Venom looks. So I'm in. I'm hoping people see it. I'm hoping Sony gets to make some movies. Love or hate Sony, they own Spider-Man. That's not going to change anytime soon. They made
Thanks,
a deal.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, they made a deal where they get their cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
So we are going to be in that universe. So we'll see what happens. I'm very curious. I wanted to add that to the thing, but I also want to give some lovely Twitter shout-outs. Do you want to run them, or do you want me to give some love?
Sweet. We've got Tree_Walker at Benoit V. Roach. Nerd Chronic at Nerd Chronic. Dean Lewis at Dean Lewis 2099. Risa the Jedi at Risa Kwan 2014. Tom Brownman at Tom Brownman. Michael Beltran at Mickey Bell. Anne Marie at Rebel SCXM Art, Josias Berganza at Berganza Josias, and JJ Lang at JJ Lang Tweeted.
Woo!
Yay!
Good people. And we have one Twitter question, because we covered one earlier, because I broke the mold and changed the format.
Fire.
It's all over.
But
How do
you don't get to see 20 or 200 episodes.
My name's off the bill. So I'm out at $199.
No.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Goofy Fan Truck also asked, will the actress playing Maria go on to play her daughter Monica once Carol shows up in the present time? It would help establish some familiarity, since in the MCU, Maria and Carol served together. I think it will be familiar because she's the daughter, and it'll be a different relationship. I think there's going to be a situation where she's like, Rambo, I served with your mom, and there'll be that an instant bond of familiarity. And I think that when you have an actress playing a mother and a daughter, that's really hard on the audience. That's hard on visually. That's it's an uncanny valley kind of thing.
I will also say that I hope not, because we could bring some more diversity into this universe, which is always good. Star Wars did the thing where they cast Lupita Nyong'o and then made her a yellow alien, and you're like,
wait a second.
one of the most beautiful women in the world, you're going to do that to her? Like, we could put diversity aside.
A voice
for
and a jetpack, you're like,
Yeah. So I think it would be a mistake to do that, and I really hope not, but
I'm also hoping they play back and forth the timelines in the future films. I'd like Captain Marvel even in Captain Marvel 2, to go back to Lashana Lynch. I'd like to see her jet-setting days again. So if you cast the same actress for mother and daughter, you couldn't really do that as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I really like the idea that they have a lot of room to play with. There's a lot that they can do. And you also... This movie is going to change the shape of Marvel. Like, she's the new leader. She's Phase 3. Like, this is where Phase 4 is going. Casting's very important. So I'm curious where everything lands. And we only have 6 months. March is approaching terrifyingly quickly. It is the last quarter of the year.
Yeah.
Which is what happened.
Now we all have a panic attack. Yeah. What we've accomplished this year.
Earlier this show, I said 20 years ago was 98, and now I'm revealing this year's almost over.
Too much.
I'm just saying, in 3 months, 20 years ago was 99. All I'm saying is Prince's song will be 20 years old, and we can party like it in 3 months.
Remember how good The Matrix was?
Yeah, The Matrix, Fight Club, all those things are about to be 20 years old.
Stop.
I'm just going to go walk into traffic.
So we've got a couple minutes left. Is there any of the news that we covered earlier you guys want to dive deeper into, or live chat?
Yes. Okay. So someone mentioned this earlier. Chewie, the cat.
On the poster! I didn't mention the poster!
Yeah.
Oh, Chewie's on the poster!
You're fired for real.
That's it, I'm out. I quit. I failed you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So I didn't notice it right away, and it was one of those things where I hadn't gotten to because I do trailer reaction videos, so I hadn't gotten to see the trailer yet, and people were like, "Oh yeah, the kitty butt," and I was like, "What are you? What are you? Are you talking about my cat? What are you?" So I was kind of lost for a while, but yeah, that's a cute little tushy, just like right there. It's so adorable.
Do you think he's going to be an alien? Because I do.
That would be cool, like a la Rock.
He's a flark. He's an alien species in the comics. I'm sorry, live chat. Flark or something like an alien.
All I can think is the Green Lantern dog who's Gnort, and I know that's wrong.
Yeah, but he's of that ilk. They discover it because Rocket, I think, finds visits, and he's like, your cat's an alien.
What world is Rocket from? Half World?
I think
Which is all populated by, they all look like animals. He's got a rabbit girlfriend. It's very weird.
Matt was the cosmic guy. I was the New York guy. So we both found our way. I think he's a flark or something.
Matt is screaming at his
Matt
phone.
is like, I'm calling. It's issue 672 of the cosmic edition of Marvel Fantasy 7. But I'm excited for potentially an alien cat, because there's also, if you remember, Samuel L. Jackson posted a wrap photo, and the wrap shirt for Captain Marvel had a cat on it. So I think that Chewie's a bigger piece of the puzzle than just a butt.
That would be so great. Also, the internet loves cats, so from a branding perspective, very smart.
Flarkin, I was right-ish. Flarkin is the race. Chewie the cat.
I'll give you half a point for that.
Well, I'll take it. No smart down rules here. I got ish.
That's right.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm here for it. The movie already looked great, but the cat. But
that's the big sell for me.
Hashtag
for
the
sure.
cat butt.
The cat butt, yeah.
As someone in the live chat mentioned crypto, I would love, DC hasn't done crypto. If we get a Flarkin Chewie, now's the time.
Streaky got lip service in Supergirl, but it's not traditional Streaky, so come on.
Let's do it.
Give me the pets!
And Bat Hound, they just go weird with it. DC stops trying to make gritty Batman, so they go full Adam West, and they just lean into the weird camp, and there's Bat Hound, and it's just shameless.
Here is Ace. Well, you're welcome. Here is whatever Damien's stupid dog is. I hate Damian Wayne.
What if they just got them all together, all the pets?
The super pets?
Or
pets.
the Pet Avengers 4-issue miniseries.
That's true. It's
led by Lockjaw.
Done.
Look who's talking now, but with the animals of the comic universes.
10 out of 10 would watch.
Now studios.
Two paws up.
You're gonna make Venom without Spider-Man. That's only slightly weirder than Super Pets.
Yeah, really.
So that has been our show for the day. I want to thank you all for all the birthday love. You guys have been amazing. I got comic art that I loved. Entree Humane, that Spider-Man 2099 was like, good God, it was gorgeous. But all the birthday love was great. I turned 30 and it felt like, I talk about comics for a living, so I'm never going to be 30. So thank you guys all so very, very much. I appreciated each and every piece. I haven't responded to everyone because I was birthday. But thank you. I love you all. I appreciate it. Where can they find you guys on the internet?
You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I just posted a couple of trailer reactions. So actually, no, one's coming tonight. So follow.
Check it out tonight, where she will post a couple trailer reactions. And besides the Kickstarter, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ashley V. Robinson. The V is very important. My Kickstarter is live at sciencecomicbook.com. And I host a podcast called Geek History Lesson, where we teach you everything you need to know about a character in about an hour. You can find that at geekhistorylesson.com.
It's a very cool show, and it's important. If you want to love these things, know about them.
Gotta know.
You gotta have deep cuts. That way you can see cat butts. Deep cuts and cat butts. I'm Coy Jandreau. You can find me at CoyJandreau. You can find me on Twitter, and then on Instagram I do Insta reviews, which are a minute-long reviews of everything, of movies, TV shows, experiences. I did one about Ireland I'm going to be posting soon. I like, the internet is for sharing, and I have a lot of zeal I want to share, so I do a minute review of all sorts of stuff, and every day I drop them. Thank you. So every day I post weird stuff on Instagram. I use it completely contrarily to what they want me to use it for, but check it out. And I also am on Collider Heroes tomorrow. I host it every Wednesday, and then I do Arena Trivia, which is an app on your phone you can download, and I'm just everywhere on the internet. But also, a lot of people have been asking about Markia. Markia is at DC over on their DC streaming universe stuff now, so she is not on this show anymore, but watch her there. She is fantastic. She's a great person. She just can't sit in front of this sign right now. I think she'd get in trouble. So Markia is still fantastic, still reading comics, but she's over there now. We miss her. She's fantastic, but she's not here. But find us on the internet and share your comic love with us, and until then, we will see you next week. Thanks, guys.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.